Welcome to the One Piece TV Remote Hog, where we put the Straw Hats in a modern-day scenario to see how they would act. Our first scenario takes place on a Saturday morning after the Straw Hats have settled in for a day of watching TV. Luffy and Zoro are on the couch together with Usopp on the floor in between them. The TV remote is sitting on the coffee table within reach of both Luffy and Zoro. As the morning progresses, Zoro starts to get a little bored of whatever they are watching and decides to lean forward and grab the remote from the coffee table. But before he can even touch it, Luffy's arm shoots out like a snake and grabs the remote instead. In a split second, Luffy's arm retracts and Zoro looks over at him in disbelief as Luffy casually changes the channel to a cooking show featuring a giant meat cleaver. Zoro just pinches the bridge of his nose and lays his head back down on Luffy's shoulder, letting out a loud sigh. "Hey, at least you've got a comfy pillow to rest your head on, right? That's what Nami would say if she were here. And hey, that's not very nice to say about your nakama, you know. Just trying to lighten the mood. Come on, let's move on to the next scenario." This scenario starts off the same, but this time Zoro is awake and alert while Luffy is fast asleep, snoring loudly. The others aren't here yet, so it's up to Zoro to find something to watch. He reaches for the remote, but of course, Luffy's arm shoots out and grabs it first. Zoro deadpans at Luffy and asks for the remote back, but Luffy just rolls over and uses his free hand to change the channel, making it even harder to get the remote back. Sanji walks in at that moment and notices Zoro and Luffy fighting over the remote. With a smirk, he promptly kicks Luffy in the face and grabs the remote for himself. Zoro gives him an annoyed look and walks away to go train with the others. As soon as he leaves, Luffy gets up, shakes off the pain from Sanji's kick and dramatically clutches his chest. Sanji just walks away shaking his head, muttering about how it never changes. Robin walks in next and sees Luffy sprawled out on the couch clutching his chest. Thinking he might actually be hurt, she rushes over to his side and asks what happened. Luffy looks up at her with wide eyes and points at the TV. Robin looks over at the TV to see what channel he's got it on. It's a cooking show about meat. Robin facepalms and goes back to what she was doing before. Meanwhile, Luffy goes back to sleep, satisfied that there's a cooking show playing. Alright, maybe we should have given Robin the power to smack Luffy upside the head when she saw him acting like that. But our next scenario will surely make up for it. It's nighttime now and everyone is gathered in the living room. They've all been watching TV together quietly, but Chopper suddenly stands up and presses all the buttons on the remote in succession. Everyone looks over at him in surprise. Chopper tilts his head in confusion and asks what's wrong. Frankie steps forward and explains that he's the one who's supposed to control the remote, which makes Chopper sad. Brook steps over and comforts Chopper by telling him that he can press the buttons again. Chopper's eyes widen and he thanks Brook. Then he turns to the remote and starts pressing buttons again. This time it's the volume buttons. Up and down, left and right, up and down, left and right. The others sweat drop at Chopper's actions. Robin pats Chopper on the head and tells him that it is okay because there is still one more button he can press. We all know where this is going. Chopper looks over at the last remaining button on the remote and hesitates. He doesn't want to cause any trouble, but Robin assures him that it'll be okay. So Chopper takes a deep breath and presses the power button. The TV shuts off and everyone is plunged into darkness. After a few seconds, Chopper panics and starts rapidly pressing the power button until the TV turns back on. Well, that escalated quickly. Maybe we should just leave the remote to the adults. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more. See you next time.